Okay, everybody, can we start the video? Okay, come, let's start. And okay, so everybody all have your paper 1 already? Okay, come, let's start. So get a green pen ready. If there's any mistakes, you will need to use a green pen to do your corrections. And remember, don't use a blue or black pen because I'll be marking. So if you use a blue or black pen, then what happens is your marks will be counted and it's not accurate, right, when I tabulate the marks. Okay, so if there's a mistake, make sure you use a green pen to write down. Okay, now, so before we start, okay, now this will be the last lap, okay, the last round of paper 1 lessons. So that we will do for another 4 or 5 more paper 1 lesson, and then that's the end, right? Then you will have your PSLE exam already. Okay, I think about end of September, that's where your exam is coming. Okay, okay, video, Philip. All right, I think tomorrow is your PSLE oral exam, right? That's why today not many people. Okay, so let's quickly start, then we can end early. Okay, so Philip, start your video, Yoke, start your video, and let's begin. Okay, question 1. So we will go through slowly. Once again, go through slowly so that you revise your concept, you understand the basic. All right, for example, question 1. So what is the value of 10 divided by 2000? So you will have to break up the 2000 into number bonds. So 2 divide by 1000. Okay, yeah, so what do? You break up the 2000 into 2 and 1000, right? 2 times 1000 equal 2000, right? So 10 divided by 2 divided by 1000. So what is 10 divided by 2, which is 5? And then 5 divided by 1000. So what do? You create, right? The 5 is a whole number. So you change it into a decimal, right? So that you have a decimal point to shift left. So you have 1, 2, and 3. So you shift the decimal point left 3 times, right? And then what will happen? You will see 2 empty baskets. So put the 0 inside the basket, arrowhead, decimal point on top, and the 0 in front. So what's your answer? 0.005. So answer will be number 4. All right. Okay, so you have to break up the 2000 into number bonds so that it's easier to divide because you can't use calculator. Okay, number 2, the length of a public bus is about how many? Cannot be 12 cm because 12 cm is a length of a ruler. Okay, it's too short. Cannot be 120 cm because that's the height of a boy. Okay, I think your height is about 120 cm, all right, or even shorter. All right, so that's the height of a person. So the bus is not so short. Cannot be 120 meter because that's the running distance. All right, when you run, it's very far. So it's about 100 meter, which is very long. So the bus cannot be so long. So it has to be 12 meter. So the bus is about 12 meter long. Okay, question number 3, how many 8? Now, what is how many 8? It means how many 1 over 8 are there in the mixed fraction. You have to change the mixed fraction into improper fraction first. So you have 3 times 4 equal 12, and then 12 plus 1 is 13 quarters. So you have 13 quarters, but that is not how many 8s. If the question asks you how many quarters, then you have 13, but you want how many 8s. So you have to make the denominator into 8s. So you take 4 times 2, and then 13 times 2, and you will get 26 8s. So answer will be number 4. Okay, all right. So Lee, start your video. Anson, start your video. And then question number 4, let's go on. Okay, I always watch Nature Whisper and Anna and Elsa. So how long did he spend watching both shows? So you must, first of all, find what time the show starts. So Nature Whisper starts at 11:45. And what time did Elsa end? Elsa did not end at 12:50. 12:50 is when it starts. So Anna and Elsa movie ends at 14:15. All right, so that's the ending time. And if you're confused with 24-hour clock, what do? You can change it to 12-hour clock. So the hour, the 11 is less than 12. So that will be PM. Okay, so you change it to 12-hour clock. Oh, sorry, AM. Okay, so the 11 is less than 12. So that will be AM. So if the hour here is less, let me just write nicely. Okay, okay, how do you change the 24-hour clock to 12-hour clock? You just have to look at the hour. If the hour is less than 12, then that will be AM. So that will be 11:45 morning. And then how about 14:15? The hour is 12 and bigger, all right? So that will be PM already. And you take 14, work backwards, minus 12, you get 2:15 PM. So the Elsa movie ends at 2:15 PM. Now, why do I change it to 12-hour clock? So that the problem becomes simpler, all right? It becomes a primary 3 problem if you change it to 12-hour clock. So you have 11:45 morning until 2:15 PM. So how long is the how long is both shows? So you get your nearest hour, which is 12 o'clock p.m. Jump to the nearest hour, you will get 15, right? 15 minutes, right? And then nearest hour will be 2 p.m. over here. So from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., that will be 2 hours. And then from 2 p.m. to 2:15, that will be 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes. So how long is both shows? How long did he spend watching both shows? So 15 plus 15, that will be 30, right? 15 plus 15 is 30. So you have 2 hours and 30 minutes. So answer number 4. Okay, number 4. So what is the lesson here? If you are not good with 24-hour clock, then try to change it to 12-hour clock. So the whole question becomes a primary 3 problem. Okay, next one. The figure shows 11 squares. So what is the smallest number of squares that must be added so that xy becomes a line of symmetry? Okay, what do? You just have to look at opposite side. Is there something on both sides? Like there's a triangle, opposite there's also a triangle. Okay, so there's nothing missing. There's a square here. On the opposite, you also got a square there. Nothing missing. There's a triangle here. Opposite also got triangle, yeah? And there's a square here, but something missing on the other side. So there's one square missing already. Okay, then go on. There's a square here. Opposite also got one square. Okay, there's a triangle. Opposite also got one triangle. Okay, and then there's a square here. On the opposite, you can see there's no square. So you have a missing square again. And then there's a square here. Opposite, there is also a square. So how many squares must be added? You need to add 2 more squares. So the answer is number 2. Okay, so what is the best way to look at this? You turn the paper so that the line of symmetry is vertical. Then it's much easier to compare. All right, right now I can't turn the paper. That's why it's a bit hard to see, but you can turn your paper so it's easier to see. Okay, let's go to question 6. Which of the letters has both parallel and perpendicular lines? The student has done for you already. So the answer is actually number 4. Why number 4? Because H has both parallel and there's a right angle. There's also perpendicular lines. So letter H. Okay, how about letter M? Letter M has only parallel. Okay, parallel lines. Okay, okay, let me just draw nicely. Okay, let's go through each letter. All right, so that you recognize what is parallel, what is perpendicular. So letter M. Okay, letter M has only parallel. Okay, there's no perpendicular. Letter A, nothing. There's no parallel, there's no perpendicular. Letter T, there is a right angle. So every time you see a right angle, that is perpendicular, but there's no parallel. So only letter H has both parallel and perpendicular. Okay, all right, question 7. The original price of a bag was $120. So every time you see original price, that is your 100%. Okay, which is $120. And there is a discount of 20%. So how many percent do you pay? You only pay 80%, right? So jumping method. So can we jump? So you can divide by 10 to get 10%. And then make sure that you jump again, you times 8, you get 80. Now make sure on the other side, you can also divide. All right, so you 120 divide by 10 also, you will get $12. And then you jump and you times 8 and you will get $96. So how much do you pay for the bag, which is $96? Okay, so jumping method. So we don't have to find 1%, right? This is faster. Okay, question number 8. You need to draw the 8-point compass. Yeah, Caleb?
For question 7, you can divide by 5, then times 4.
Divide by 5 times 4. Also can. Yeah, so the whole idea is not to find 1%. All right, because if you find 1%, why don't want to find 1%? Because if you find 1%, what happened? You get a decimal, right? So we want to avoid decimal, right? So to avoid decimal, what do? You jump. Okay, jump. Okay, but okay, let's move on. Okay, so jumping method is the shortcut. Question 8. Now, Ali was facing northwest, so you need to show your compass, 8-point compass. So north, south, west, and east. And not only that, you have to show your 8-point compass also. So you have northeast, okay, and then southeast. Don't do inside your head. Already, Mr. Ong can see some mistakes already. Some of you make mistakes because you never show this, and you do inside your mind, and that's where it gets wrong. So Ali was facing northwest at first. So where's northwest? Here, right? And he turned 2 to 5 degrees anti-clockwise, break up the number into simple, smaller numbers. which is 180 and 45 degrees. Anti-clockwise means you go backwards. So you go backwards 180, and then you go back another 45 degrees. So where will he be facing in the end? So the answer is east. He'll be facing east in the end. All right, answer number 3. Okay, question number 9. All right, question 9. Now the pie chart shows the number of people at the party. Half of them are girls and women. Now the question say half of them. So this pie chart is cut into half. So if 9 plus 25, 9 girls plus 25, that will give you how many females? 34, right? 34 females. Then the other half must also be equal, right? Also the same, 34. So can we find how many boys are there? You take 34 minus 12, you will get 22 boys. So answer will be, what's your answer? Answer number 3. Okay, right? So these are all very simple questions. Anything not sure, you have to raise hand. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 10. This is a practical question, practical real life application. So Razak read the timetable, right? And he wanted to catch the latest train that will get him to the airport by 8:40 a.m. So he cannot be late. He has to reach the airport latest by 8:40. So which means that he cannot reach the airport at 9:15, cannot. So he can't take the 8:30 bus, right? He can't take the 8:30 train because it's too late. So how about the earlier train? So he has to take 7:45 a.m., right? So that he can still reach the airport before 8:40. Right, 8:30 is before 8:40. So what is the latest train? The latest or the last train that he can take is 7:45. Any train that's later than that, then what happened? You'll be late already. Okay, got it? If you take a train that's later than 7:45 a.m., then you will arrive much later and you'll be late. Okay, question 11. Now, in the figure below, DEF is an isosceles. Okay, so mark out the two sides. And then FD equal to FE, which is what you have done. And then put the question mark. Read the question and put the question mark. So question mark is here. Okay, so what do you do? Very simple. Look for simple angles. These two angles are equal. How do you know they are equal? You look at the two sides, they are equal. And the angles at the end of the two sides, at the end of the two lines, they are the equal angles. That's how you recognize which two angles are equal. Then you take 180 minus 76 and divide by 2. And what do you get? You will get 52 degrees, and here also 52 degrees. So put the numbers inside, and then you can get the question mark. Angle on a straight line is 180. So 180 minus 25 minus 52, and you get the question mark. And what do you get? You will get 103. So angle FEG is 103 degrees. Okay, clear so far? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Question 11, question 12. Okay, angles again, trapezium. All right, trapezium, mark out the arrowheads because there are important properties to do with the arrowheads. And there's an equilateral triangle, mark out all sides are equal. And what else must you do? You will need to put down the 60 degrees inside. All your numbers, your picture cannot be very clean. You have to put numbers onto your picture. Then it will guide you to find the next number. Like for example, what else can I find? There's two lines. There are two lines that are parallel. So look for what? Z. Okay, every time there are two lines that are parallel, look for Z. So this is 60. Then the other side here must also be 60 degrees. And then you can find the question mark, which is your CBD. So what is CBD? You take 180 minus 60 minus 105, and you will get 15 degrees. So your angle CBD is 15 degrees. Okay, yeah, Caleb?
You can just take 180 minus 105 minus 60.
Oh, that's even better. Oh, that is the important property. Okay, that's the important property. What is that? When you see two lines that are parallel, when you see two lines that are parallel, what happened? The angles between the two lines that are parallel add together is 180, right? So you take 180 degrees, and then you get a minus 105, you get a minus 60, and that's how you get your 15 degrees. So this property will be used to solve even harder problems. So you have to remember this property, all right? Why you are stuck? Because of this property, we should forget. Okay, let's go to question 13. Okay, question 13, average. So every time you have average, no need to think already. you can find the total. All right, so how do you find the total? You take the average times 3 to get the total. So 49 times 3. Okay, by the way, I'm using calculator. So all these are simple working. You have to do, I hope you didn't use calculator when you do all this. So when you have average, you can find the total mass already. Take the average times how many percent. And model drawing, because you can see the heavier than. All these are clues that tells you model. And again, some of you are confident, right? Or maybe overconfident. You thought you know how to do, but I will still draw the model because the model will prevent me from making careless mistakes. So Alex is 9 kg heavier than Ben, and 6 kg heavier than Charles. So the gap is a bit smaller if you notice the gap. Okay, yeah. And what is Charles' mass? So question mark, it's over here. Is your model completed? No, it's not completed because you did not put the total. All right, done. That's a model. Okay, so then what do you do? All right, Mr. Ong taught you already, you can cut, you can stretch. So I will prefer to stretch because it's easier. So when you stretch, what happened? You will get 3 long units. Okay, 3 long units. So over here, there's also 1 more unit. And then over here, there's also 1 long unit. So 3 long units, what will happen? What's the total? The total is no more 147. It will have increased already because you stretch by how many? You stretch by 9. You also stretch by 6. So what's your new total? So 147 plus 9 plus 6, your new total is 162. So can you find 1 unit? You take 162 divided by 3, and you get 1 unit, which is 54. Okay, all right, so can we find Charles' mass? Yeah, we can. We take 1 unit over here, 1 unit, then go and cut away the 6, go and minus the 6. So 54 minus 6, and you will get Charles' mass, which is 48. So Charles' mass is 48. So the reason why you didn't get it correct is maybe you never draw the model, or maybe you work out in your mind. So you need to draw the model. Then everything becomes very much easier. All right. Got it?
I cut the model.
If you cut the model, also can. Then you have short units. When you stretch it, you have long units. Okay, let's go to 14. Okay, 14. Okay, question 14. Okay, now this one we also have done before already.
Oh, I'm not done copying.
Oh, okay, hurry. Okay, hang on. Okay, we try to go a bit fast because tomorrow is your PSLE. So Mr. Ong doesn't want to talk too long, doesn't want to teach for too long. So how was the oral exam today? Easy? Hard? Good. Okay, good. Okay, no good. Some no good, some good. But it's not the end of the world. You still have some more exams to take.
Mr. Ong, I'm done.
Okay, let's go. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Question 14. Question 14, fractions means model. Don't have to think already. So if you don't know how to do, you got to apply your method, which is model. So James spent $500 of his savings on Monday and 2/5 of the remainder savings. How to draw? Okay, but before you draw, read the whole question. He spent 2/5 of the remainder on Tuesday, and after that, he found that he had 1/3 of his original savings left. So how much money did James spend on Tuesday? So before you draw, you need to look at the 2 fractions and ask a very important question. Are they talking about the same thing? Because if the 2 fractions are talking about the same thing, you make the denominator the same. Then it'll be easier to draw. So look at the 2 fractions. What are they talking about? The 2/5 is talking about the remainder savings, right? And how about the other fraction? The other fraction is talking about the original savings, which is all the savings. So are they talking about the same thing? They are not. So you cannot make the denominator the same. You cannot take 2/5 plus 1/3. Cannot. Once you did that, you're everything wrong already. So you draw a model, still can draw. And how do you draw? You draw the first part of the sentence, cut here, which is your $500 Monday. So what is model drawing? Model drawing means you draw from the beginning systematically until the end of the story. So what's the next part of the sentence to draw? Which is the remainder. So where's the remainder? The remainder is on your right side. This is the remainder. And you cut it into 5 boxes because that's what the denominator says. And 2 boxes of the remainder spent on Tuesday. And you draw until here. And after that, he found that he had 1/3 of the savings left. So where is the left? This is the left. Okay, so what must I do? How do I draw 1/3? How do I draw 1/3? It means that you must cut the whole rectangle into 3 boxes. But can I cut the whole rectangle into 3 boxes? I can't, right? Because there are so many things inside. So I drop down and I draw a new rectangle, which is all the savings. And then I cut into 3 boxes. But where do I cut? Here? Because this is your left. Okay, your left. And then this must be what? This must be the Monday and the Tuesday. All right. So how do you want to cut it? So you have 1/3 of the savings left. Then the other, then here must be 2/3 lah. 2/3. Altogether, there are 3 bigger boxes. So you have 1 big box left and 2 boxes on Tuesday and Monday. Okay, what else? Then the smaller boxes you call units. And then below, you can just put 3 units. And every one of the bigger box is also 3 units. Can you see what I'm doing? Do you know how to draw like that? This is a P5 model drawing lesson already. All right, so you must know how to draw like that. Okay, okay, how come there's a lot of chat messages? So I need to disable the chat. Okay, concentrate, do not chat. Okay, no chatting. Okay, then what do you do? All right, then the model is done already. So question mark, how much did he spend on Tuesday? All right, so have you put everything onto your model? Yeah, we are done already. So you look at the model, very simple. Compare, it's about comparing. Model drawing is about comparing. So altogether there are 9 units minus the 5 units. This will get you 4 units. Okay, so your 4 units is $500 and your 1 unit will be 500 divided by 4. And you will get 1 unit is $125. So how many units spent on Tuesday? You look at the how many units there? 2 units on Tuesday, right? 2 units. So 125 times 2, 250. 3 steps. 3 steps. So if you can draw a good model, you can find that it's actually quite easy to work out the steps and not complicated. All right, there's not a lot of things to write if your model is good enough. Okay, all right. So when you see fractions, that's model drawing. Okay, can we go on to question 15? All right, question 15. Now there is an equal number of stamps in album A, album B. The ratio of the local stamps to the foreign stamps in album A is 3:2. In album B, 4/15 of the stamps are local stamps, while the rest of the stamps are foreign stamps. What is the ratio of the total local stamps to the total foreign stamps? Okay, now it looks like very hard because it's very wordy. But again, what do you want to use to solve this problem? This is a ratio problem, then ratio method. If it's a ratio problem, then you use ratio method. And why is it so hard? Because there are 2 albums, right? There are 2 albums, and each album got 2 kinds of stamps. That's why it's a little bit harder, but actually not really very hard. Okay, album A, album B, you just have 2 columns. Okay, 2 columns. Album A, the ratio of local to foreign is 3:2. And I hope you have put the total there, because if you never put the total there, you will get stuck. Ms. Ong say that when you have ratio, right, you must always have the total. If you don't put the total, what happens? You get stuck already, don't know how to continue. Then you also need to know how to convert the fraction. All right, the fraction to ratio in album B. In album B, 4/15 of the stamps are local stamp. How do you convert to ratio? If you don't know how to convert, you also get stuck. So you will need to what? Again, have a total in your ratio. The total number of stamps in album B is 15. And 4 are local. Then the foreign must be 11. So you must know how to convert. This is not method, this is concept already. Okay, so if you cannot do that, then it's going to be a bit hard to get the answer. So once you have these 2 ratios, then what do? Compare. What is the same? You look at the question, there is an equal number of stamps in album A and album B. So the total must be the same. So you make the total equal, times 3 to get 15 also. Then times 3 times 3, and you get 9:6:15. And then the other ratio, no change. Nothing happens, no change. Okay, and you can cancel the old ratio. And once you make the total equal already, then you call them units, right? Units. All right, so what is the ratio of the total number of local stamp? 9 plus 4, that will be 13. right? 13 to the total number of foreign stamps. 6 plus 11 is 17. So 13 is to 17. Answer number 3. Okay, got it? This is a very important concept that you need to know when you do paper 2, right? Paper 2 also got something like that, right? Paper 2. Okay, let's go to the open-ended problem, question 16. Okay, let's move on already. And if you are slow, you can watch the video. Okay, question 16. Okay, shortcut. Okay, remember when Mr. Ong says shortcut, you have to open your eyes and ears big. How do you write the common multiples of 4 and 9? So you have table method, or table, just table. So you have 4 and 9. Okay, do I need to write all the multiples? I don't need to. I just look at the bigger number and I write the multiples of the bigger number. Can 18 divide by 4? Cannot. Then go to the next multiple, 9 times 3. Can 27 divide by 4? Also cannot. Next one, 9 times 4, 36. Can 36 divide by 4? Yeah, can. See? So that's how you do fast to get the first common multiple. But you want to have the common multiples that are smaller than 80. So any more common multiple? Yeah, you go to the first common multiple and you just have to times 2. You get 72 already. So this is how you get the second common multiple without having to do a lot of writing. So what are the common multiples that are smaller? 36 and 72. Okay, got it? Okay, question 17. How do you change the kilometers in meters? So from big unit to small unit, you have to multiply by 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer is 1,000. So you take 2.66 times 1,000. Okay, remember from big to small, you have to multiply. So shift your decimal point to the right. 1, 2, and 3. Put the 0 in the empty basket, arrowhead, decimal point, 0 behind. So how many meters? 2,660 meters. And that's how you get your answer. Okay, question number 18. How do you divide to get decimal? Okay, so this one I hope you can do already. So 6, all right. The numerator goes inside the house. The 7 is outside. So 0 times 7, 0. Then you minus. Okay, what do you do next? Change it into a decimal. Raise up the decimal point. Put the 0 down. 8 times 7, 56. And then you get remainder 4. You want to have 2 decimal place, right? So you continue to divide, add a 0, pull the 0 down, and 5 times 7 is 35, and there's a remainder 5, and your answer is not 0.85 because you didn't do something. All right, you need to round off. So to round off, you must have 3 decimal place. So pull the 0 down again, 7 times 7, 49, and there's a remainder 1. So what is your nearest 2 decimal place? Draw a line to show how a 2 decimal place look like. Look at the digit nearest the line. Is it 5 or bigger? Yeah, so add 1 on the next digit. So your 2 decimal place will be 0.86. Okay, all right, let's go to next question. Angles again, so there's a lot of angles here. Okay, the figure is formed by 3 straight lines. What is the value of A? All right, look for easy angle. Angle on the straight line, 180 minus 134, you will get 46. Okay, and then another straight line. Every time there's a straight line, what is that? Angle on a straight line, 180 minus 121, you get 59. Okay, then there's a triangle. So every time you see triangle, sum of angles in the triangle is also 180. So 180 minus 46 minus 59, you get 75. Can you find the angle A? Another straight line again. Angle on a straight line minus 75, you get 105. Okay, angle A is 105. All right, question number 20. Now, question number 20, if you see a figure like that, looks so confusing, what should you do? Big triangles, small triangles, cut them into all similar shapes. So you are supposed to have you have to cut them into similar shapes. All right, then you will be able to count. Okay, so how to cut? If you look carefully, cut the square into something like this. Okay, see? So this is what you should be doing every time you see a figure like that. So you cut them into all similar shapes. So how many small triangles are there altogether? So you have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. There is a total of 20 triangles. And how many triangles are shaded? Then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 20. Lesson here, get your fraction again. What percentage? What do? Get your fraction, right? So when you get your fraction already, then you can get your percentage easier. 20 times 5 and 9 times 5. And when your denominator is 100, how many percent is shaded? 45%. So always get your fraction. Every time you see what percentage, then write your fraction of what fraction is shaded, then change it to percentage. Okay, question 21. Okay, now, okay, this one also not hard. Okay, but Mr. will still draw model, even though it looks very simple. I will still draw. Alice was given an allowance of 350 a month. She spent 4/7. What is the fraction talking about? It's talking about her allowance. So a rectangle that cuts the allowance into 7 boxes, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and then 4 boxes are spent. And then of course, the rest will be the left. All right, and the total money that she was given is 350. And can we find how much she spent? Question mark. Yeah, so very simple. So 7 units is 350. So 1 unit will be 350 divided by 7. Yep. So how much did she spend? She spent 4 boxes or 4 units. So that will be 50 times 4. So she spent $200. So when I see fraction, I draw model. Okay, so you need to ask what? You need to ask what is a fraction talking about? It's talking about her allowance. That is what you must learn. Every time you see fractions, you need to ask yourself, what are they talking about? And if there are 2 fractions, are they talking about the same thing? If not, you cannot make the denominator the same, right? If yes, you can make the denominator the same. Okay, next one. Fraction again. So this is volume. A rectangular tank measured 50 by 30 by 20 is 2/5 filled with water. So every time there's a fraction, there is a family. 5/5, 2/5 filled with water, 3/5 is empty, 5/5 is the whole tank. So there is a family of fractions, right? So your 5/5 is the whole tank, which is 50 times 30 times 20, length times breadth times height. Shortcut, 5 times 3, 15, 15 times 2, 30, and there are 3 zeros behind. Okay, that's the volume of the whole tank. All right, so you find 1/5. So 30,000 divided by 5, you will get 6,000. All right, okay. And then there are 2/5 filled with water. So 2/5 is how much? So 6,000 times 2, that will be 12,000. 12,000 cm cube. This is cm cube, but you need to write in liters. So that will be 12 liters. All right, are you clear so far? Is it easy so far? So River Valley is actually quite normal. But when you come to the last few questions, it's a little hard already, which is normal also, what you will see in your prelim papers. Okay, question 23. Okay, this one can be very tricky. Let's see who got tricked. The figure is made of 2 squares, okay? And there's a black triangle. Find the area of the unshaded parts. So is your picture very clean? Square, 8 cm, 8 cm. There's a smaller square and 7 cm. Okay, did anybody put 5? Anybody put 5? If you put 5, you are wrong already. You are tricked already. Okay, it's not 5 cm. But what is that? What is the base? How long is the base? Okay, that is how many? Not 5. That is actually what? You look at the length of the smaller triangle, 7 minus 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that is 4 cm. So you put 5, then got mistake already. All right, so how do you find the unshaded part? Take away method. You can use a take away method. So you find the whole figure. What's the whole figure? The big square area is 8 times 8. The small square area is 7 times 7, right? That's how you find the area of squares. Okay, 7 times 7 is the small square area. The whole area, the whole figure is what? 64 plus 49, you get 113. That is the whole figure. And what is take away? Take away means you have to find the area of the shape that you don't want. So what is it that you don't want? You don't want the shaded triangle. I don't want this one. So how to find? Half times base, which is your 4. And what's the height? The height is where? The height is actually from the vertex of the triangle all the way down. Okay, all the way down. so that it form a right angle to the base. So what is the height? The height is actually 15, right? 15. So the height of the triangle is 15 cm. So half times 4 times 15. So you cancel, right? Cancel, and then you have 2 times 15 is 30. Okay, that's the shaded area. So how do you find the unshaded? Take away method. The whole figure, take away what you don't want, and you will get the unshaded area, which is 83 centimeters square. Are you clear? Easy? All right, so your picture cannot be very clean. If it's clean, then you find that you take more time to work out the answer. You put the numbers onto the picture, you reduce the time to work out the answer again. All right, you reduce the time to find the numbers again. All right, okay, question 24. All right, question 24. Okay, the figure is a net of a cuboid, and the cuboid has a square base. Okay, so what should you do? You should draw a 3D cuboid. All right, so how do you draw a 3D cuboid? And this cuboid has a square base. It means that it is a standing cuboid, standing. Okay, standing cuboid like this. Okay, usually your cuboid is lying down, but this is standing. Okay, then what do you do? Okay, then you do something, okay? You give letters. Okay, put letters onto the faces. The B is for base. Okay, the base. Okay, the base. All right. Okay, let's put the numbers first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so can you transfer the numbers onto the cuboid? So where's your 1? Where's your 1? Your 1 is the left side. Okay, which you can't see. Okay, the 1 is on the left side that you can't see. Then where's your 2? Your 2 is the front, okay, the front view. Then where's your 3? Your 3 is the right side. Okay, then where's the 5? The 5 is the roof. Okay, the roof. And then where is the 4? The 4 is at the back. So you have to imagine. Okay, you have to imagine. All right, so this one you need to use your imagination. Okay, then what do we do? Can we find how long is the length, breadth, and height? So what's the length here? What's the length here? Okay, let's find. Can you see the 12 cm? Divide by how many? Divide by 3 identical sides. So that'll be 4 already lah. So every side is 4. So which means that the square base must be 4 cm. Okay, square base. Got it? And then how about the height? Okay, if you look carefully, this is part of the this is part of the square base, which is 4. Okay, 4 cm. This is also one side of the square base. You take 28 minus 4, and then divide by 2 to get how long is the black line, each of the black line. Okay, so 28 minus 4, you will get 20. 20 cm is the 2 black lines that you see. Then you must divide by 2 to get 10 cm. So 10 cm is the what? Height. The height of the cuboid when you make it into a cuboid. So your 10 cm is here, which is the longer side. Yeah. So can we find the volume already? So you take length times height. So you have 4 times 4 times 10. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 10 is 160 centimeter cube. Do you understand? Are you clear? Are you clear, Suran? Okay, make sure you are clear with what we are doing here. Okay, then let's go on to the next one. Okay, so you have to, so every time you see a net, what do? You have to fold it, you have to draw a 3D solid figure. And how do you do that? You have to put numbers onto the faces and then transfer onto your 3D figure. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 25. Okay, 25, and this one. Okay, Jamie is 13 years old. Her sister is 8 years younger than her. So how old is her sister? Sister must be younger, so you have to minus already, right? So if the sister is 13 minus R, and Jamie is 13, so what is their total age now? So their total age now is 13 plus 13 is 26 minus R. That is their total age now. But you want to find their total age in 3 years' time. So you take their total age now and you have to plus 3 years for one person, another 3 years for the second person. So if you just add 3 only one time, then you're wrong. 2 person means you have to add 3 years 2 times. If there are 3 person, then you must add 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Okay, so what do you get? 26 plus 3 is 29. 29 plus 3 is 32 minus R. So what is your total age in 3 years time? 32 minus R bracket, the algebra answer. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next one. Question 26. All right, question 26, unitary method. When you look at the picture, you can see already. When you see identical shapes, the method is unitary method, right? I don't need to even read the question. I can see that this is 4 unit. The breadth is 1 unit. Yeah, Jordan?
Yeah, question 25, I'm not done copying.
Okay, question 25. Okay, quickly. Question 25, you are copying down. All right, so for this kind of, okay, by the way, let me ask again, since you're at question 25, this is an age problem. So let me ask Suren, this is an age problem. Is this a before and after problem? Is this a before and after? Why it takes so long? This is a before and after problem. Every time there's an age problem, right? It is a before and after. Like Jamie is 13 years old now. And then what is a sum in 3 years time? That is the after already. So it's a before and after problem. So if it's a before and after problem, okay, now let's revise. If it's a before and after problem, then you need to ask the next question. If you never ask, you get stuck. What is the next question to ask? What is unchanged? All right, for this question, the age difference is unchanged. All right, how many years younger is always the same. So the difference is unchanged. So there are 4 answers you need to think about. Total unchanged, 1 person unchanged, the difference unchanged, everything all changed. If you never ask this question, you cannot solve your before and after problem. Understand? Okay, question 26, unitary method. Because I see identical shapes, right? So picture also tells you clues, right? I don't, sometimes a picture, when you see pictures, it tells you what method to use also. So this is 4 unit, 1 unit, 4 unit, 4 unit, 1 unit, 4 unit, 1 unit. So your picture cannot be very clean. So what is perimeter of the rectangle? Means you add up all the units, which is how many? So you will get 6 plus 4 is 10 units, 10 unit plus another 10 unit. The perimeter is 20 units, which is 120 centimeter. So 1 unit must be 120 divided by 20. Okay, how to divide without calculator? You cancel 10, cancel 10. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 1 unit is 6 cm. So can you find the area of each small rectangle? So how do you find this one? So your 1 unit is 6. Your 4 unit must be 4 times 6, right? Okay, so to find area of rectangle, then length times breadth. Okay, length times breadth. So what do you get? 24 times 6, you will get 144 centimeter square. Okay, unitary method. All right, so it's quite easy to recognize the methods. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next one, pie chart. Okay,
I'm not done copying.
Okay, hurry. Okay, just to let you know that this question is actually a P4 question. It can be a primary 4 question. All right, so you're actually being tested on primary 4 also.
Okay, done.
Okay, let's go to 27, pie chart. Okay, easy. Okay, pie chart is also considered quite easy because there are no methods to think about. Not no methods, but seldom do you have methods to use to solve pie chart problems. So you read the question. The green team sowed half of the total curry puff. Oh, the green team sowed half. So this must be a line that cuts the pie chart into half. And then there's a right angle some more. Oh, right angle means what? Quarter. Then the other side must also be quarter, right? Quarter. So you take, so can you find how many oranges are there? So 200 just divide by 2. You get 100 oranges. Okay, and then this is also 100 oranges, right? Because it's the other quarter. Okay, the other quarter that you see. So 100 minus 60, you get 40 red. Yeah, 40 red. All right, so that's how you interpret. And then can we draw the bar graph? So the red must be how many? you must draw the rate until 40. The student has done for you, but you need to check because already a few times the student may have done something wrong. So you need to check whether the student has done correctly. And the orange is how many? 100. So you draw a rectangle until 100, and it's better to put the number on top also. Okay, so that it's easier for the teacher to see, right? See the number. All right. Okay. All right. So that's your answer for this question. So let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 28. This one, picture clues. Again, picture clues. What is a picture clue? All right, now, without reading the question, every time I see a figure like this, can you realize, or do you realize that?
I'm not done with question. I'm not done with question
Okay,
27.
Okay, let's come back again. Okay, so copy down the numbers there. Make sure you know how to get 100. How to get 100? Because quarter. Quarter means what? Quarter means half of a semicircle. So your 200 divided by 2 become 100 lah. All right, that's a quarter, right? And then how do you get the, okay, how you get 40? 100 minus 60 become 40. Okay, now let's quickly go to the next one. Okay, now, this one, picture clues, when I look at this picture, I can see something already. I can see that there's a rectangle here, and this shaded triangle is actually half of a rectangle shaded. Okay, yeah, so that shaded triangle is actually half of a rectangle shaded. Okay, so let's draw that. Okay, now let me draw the rectangle. Okay, and how do you know? How do you know it's half? Okay, remember Mr. Ong taught you how to draw a right angle triangle with the same area. So I want to draw this shaded, I want to draw this triangle, which is not a right angle. So how do I draw a right angle with the same area? You draw the base, which is the same as the shaded triangle. And the height is here, right? The height, which is what you see. So what do? I push the height towards the end of the line to form a right angle. So my height now comes here already, okay? And then I join. Isn't that a right angle triangle that you see? Okay, okay, something like that. All right, so this shaded blue triangle is also the same area as the shaded black triangle. Okay, so if half the rectangle is shaded, then the other half must be what? Unshaded lah. So can you find the unshaded here? What's the unshaded parts? Yeah, you can. Okay, how to find? Okay, very simple. Okay, what is the length of this? What is the length of this? Okay, there's a 6 cm here, right? 6 cm. So how to get the question mark? Okay, now I want you to take note now. Pay very close attention now. Okay, can we now look at this green color triangle, which is the unshaded? The area is 24 cm square. I want to find the base, which is the question mark, right? The base is a question mark. So how do we find the base? Half times question mark times height of the green triangle equal 24. That's how you find the base. That's how you find the base without having to memorize anything. Of course, your triangular formula, right? So half times base. Okay, the base is the question mark of the green triangle times height, which is 6 cm equal 24. So what's the next step? Half times 6 is 3. So 3 times what? Equal 24. So that must be 8. So half times 8 is 24. So the base of the green triangle must be 8. So this side also the same. Okay, so can I find what is the unshaded parts over here? Look at my black crosses. How do I find these unshaded parts? What's the area of the unshaded part, which is half of the rectangle shaded? All right, so what is half of the rectangle shaded? You take 8 times 3, which is the area of the rectangle that you see on top, and then you divide by 2, right? And you get 12 cm square. So this is the area, okay, this is the area of the unshaded parts, which is 12 cm square. Okay, do you understand so far? Okay, Janelle, understand? There's a method here already. Without methods, it's going to be very hard to solve. All right, then since if you understand already, then the bottom part should not be too hard. It's the same. So the unshaded triangle that you see, the green color triangle that you see, isn't that also half? Isn't that also half? half of a rectangle that is unshaded, and then the other half must be shaded. So what is the total shaded parts? Okay, what's the total shaded part? Okay, by the way, the total shaded part is what? 12 cm square. Okay, 12 cm square. Okay, because this shaded part is what? Okay, it's a bit messy. Mr. is drawing a lot of things. So this shaded part is what? 12 also, right? So what's the area of this? What's the area of these two shaded parts? It's also the half of the rectangle, which is also 24. Okay, 24. So can we find the total unshaded parts? So 12 plus 24, you will get 36. So the area of the shaded parts is how many? 36 cm square. Okay, got it? Understand? Okay, maybe we start just go through this one more time because I just want to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. So let's go through one more time. Okay, one more time. All right, we got a bit of time now to go through this again. So let me just erase this part. Okay, let me just erase this part. And those who are a bit confused. Okay, let's go through this one more time. Okay, but this time we can go a bit faster already lah. Okay, a bit faster because you got some idea about how to draw a right angle triangle. Okay, so look carefully. I want to find the shaded area, right? So how do you find? Okay, look at this rectangle. Okay, this smaller rectangle. So every time you see a triangle, okay, a triangle, and the base of the triangle is the length of the rectangle, immediately what is that? That is half of the rectangle already. So these two unshaded part is also half of the rectangle. So what's the rectangle area? What is the rectangle area? The rectangle area is 8 times 3, right? 8 times 3, right? So 8 times 3 equals 24. And how do you get 8? Mr. I'll show you how you get 8 just now, all right? So we won't repeat that again. So how do you get the rectangle area? 8 times 3, and half of the rectangle is shaded. So which means that the shaded part must be 12 cm square. Okay, the shaded part, which is here. Okay, this is your 12 cm square, the shaded part. Then how about the unshaded part? Also another half, also 12 cm square. Okay, let's look at the bottom. Okay, the bottom, also a bigger rectangle. There's a bigger rectangle here. Okay, so can you see that the triangle, the unshaded triangle is also half of the rectangle. So the shaded part will be the other half of the rectangle. So which means that if I want to find this shaded area, what's the shaded area? 24, okay, 24. But that's how you find the shaded area, which is the same. Why is it the same? Because the triangle that you see is half of a rectangle, unshaded, then the other half must be the shaded. So what is the total shaded? You take 12 plus 24. Yep, 12 plus 24, and that's how you get the total shaded area, which is 36 centimeters square. Do you understand? Are you clear? All right. And do you know how to draw this? Do you know how to draw this into a right angle? How do you draw this unshaded triangle into a right angle triangle? Okay, let me just quickly show you. Very fast. Okay. So how do you draw this unshaded triangle into a right angle triangle? Very simple. Draw the same base. Can you see the red line, which is the base of the triangle? What's the height? The height is here, right? So you push the height towards the end, over here, towards the end, to form a right angle, and then join. And that is your unshaded triangle, which is the same area as the unshaded triangle here. So the other half must be the shaded parts. That's what Mr. is talking to you about. Okay, I'm talking to you about this. All right, half of the rectangle is shaded, the other half is not shaded. That is a method already. Okay, all right, let's go to question 29. Okay, question 29, speed problem. What's the method? Speed model. Okay, now this one, speed model. So you will need to draw the model. Gopal and Salim took part in their school fundraising walk. Gopal's speed was 20 meters per minute faster than Salim. When Gopal completed the walk in 40 minutes, Salim had only walked 3/5 of the distance. Find Gopal's speed for the walk. Now, to solve this problem, you need to add out. You need to show how they move, and then you draw how they move. So there is a distant line. Okay, a distant line, which is the start of the walk to the end of the walk. There is a dotted line to show where they start. Okay, where they start. They both start at the same place. And Gopal reached All right, Gopal completed. So all the way to the end. Okay. And Salim only walked 3/5 somewhere here. Right. And there is some more distance that he needs to cover later. Okay, so your model will be like this. This is your speed model. Okay, so the Salim complete the walk. The question never really say lah, never really say. So you don't have to draw the arrow all the way to the end. No need, because the question never says Salim completed the walk. Okay, what's the next step? Now the next step is to put the family, right? Your SDT. So Gopal has one big part. So there's one family. Salim has a smaller journey, right? There's a shorter journey for Salim. So there's a speed, distance, and time, right? So what is one big part? Every part has one SDT. Salim has one part here, also one SDT, one family. And then over here, okay, over here, you can also have another family. You can also have another family there. So Salim has like two parts, right? Two parts. He completed the first part, and the next part, he will complete, all right? He may complete it. Okay, and then what do you do next? Then you put the numbers inside. Can I put the 20 meter per minute faster into the model? Can't, cannot, so you don't put inside. When Gopal completed the walk in 40 minutes, so where was Salim after 40 minutes? It was here, right? The arrow sign. So Salim must have took 40 minutes also, right? But he didn't complete the walk. And when Gopal completed the walk in 40 minutes, Salim had only walked 3/5 of the distance. That is your fraction. Okay, that's your distance already. Okay, all right. So find Gopal's speed for the walk, question mark. And that's your model. Okay, that's your model. Again, it's like bar model without having to what? Not much of thinking very hard. You draw out the problem, and then after that, you don't need to look at the question, and then you solve. So you look at the model, and what do you see? There's a 3/5, there must be a 2/5, and there must be a 5/5. Okay, 5/5. Right, 5/5. All right. Okay, what do you mean by, okay, if you look at the question, what do you mean by this? Gopal was 20 meter per minute faster. What do you mean by that? Okay, now this one, everybody look up. It means that in 1 minute, Gopal is faster, right? Gopal traveled 20 meters more. That is the meaning. If you are faster, you travel more. So 1 minute, Gopal traveled 20 meters more. Then 20 minutes. 20 minutes will be how many meters more? 20 minutes will be 20 times 20. Oh no, 40, not 20. 40 will be what? 40 minutes will be how many meters more? 40 minutes will be 40 times 20, 800 meters more. So Gopal has traveled 800 meters more. So where do you put the 800 meters more? Where do you put it? You put it over here, which is what Salim hasn't completed yet. Can you see that? Gopal traveled 800 meters more than Salim. So where is the 800 meters more? Which is the 800 meters more that Salim needs to finish, needs to complete. That's where you put your 800 meters more. All right. Then you can find 1/5. 1/5 is what? 2/5 is 800. All right. 2/5, 800 meters. 1/5 must be 400. Okay. Then what is 5/5? 5/5 must be 400 times 5, 2000. So the walk is how far? The walk is 2000 meters, the walk. Then can you find the speed of Gopal? So distance divided by time, right? So what is distance? Distance divided by time. And how do you know that? That's where you need to remember your triangle, right? So you must know your formula. Distance, speed, and time. So how do you get speed? Speed is equal to distance divided by time, and you cancel 1 0, cancel 1 0. You have 200 divided by 4, and you will get 50 meters per minute, which is the speed of Gopal, 50 meters per minute. And without looking at the question, 50 meters per minute. Do you understand? So the speed model is for harder problems, but if it's something simple, then we don't need to use the model. Okay, all right, understand? So we did that. We did that in our speed lesson already. Same kind of question also. So if you are faster, then what does it mean? It means that you travel more distance, right? You travel more than the other person, okay? So the other person is behind you by how many meters? Behind you by 800 meters. That's why Gopal traveled 800 meters more than Salib, who is behind him by 800 meters. Okay, question 30. Can we move on to the next one? Okay, last question, next one already, and we are done. Okay, oh, this one, okay. Now this one can be hard, can also be easy. Okay, now square, mark out the sides. Okay, mark out the side, and I purposely put over here. I put over here. Okay, now G is the midpoint. G is a midpoint, and JH is parallel. JH is parallel to DE. So where is parallel? So these two lines are parallel. Okay, and then read the question and then put the question mark GHK. Where is your GHK? You're supposed to find this, right? This red color angle. Okay, now this is a square and there's a midpoint.
Mr.
So
Ong, you didn't put the equilateral triangle.
equilateral triangle. Oh, there is. Oh yeah. There's an equilateral triangle. Okay, that's yeah. So you got to put that. Thank you. So 60. 60. Yeah, please do all this because if you don't do all this and you start solving, you find that you spend more time to think more. All right, so put all this down. Okay, and then also mark out the sides in case you can see some isosceles triangle, which we don't have over here. All right, and how do you mark out the side? Don't use single marking. If you use one marking here, right? If you use one marking if you use a singular marking, then any other sides that are equal, what do? Use double, okay? Use double lines so that you don't get confused. Okay, use double lines to mark out other sides which are equal. Okay, now very simple. Square has all sides equal. Square is symmetric, right? Symmetric, and there's a midpoint there, so I can cut this square into what? Half. Okay, half. Or let me use a different color. Let me use a nicer color. Okay, let me use what should we use? Let's use a red color. Okay, cut the square along the midpoint. So top and bottom the same. Okay, so which means what? Which means that do you see a triangle here? Do you see a triangle? So this triangle must be isosceles because the two angles that I show you, they are symmetric. Okay, symmetric mirror image. So isosceles triangle. So 180 minus 140 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So this angle here is 20 degrees. Okay, so can we find what is GHK? GHK. So what's the angle here? You take 20 plus 60. 20 plus 60, and that gets you 80 degrees, right? So your answer will be 80 degrees. Okay, 20 plus 60, 80. So what's the lesson here? There's a symmetric figure. All right, symmetric figure. Why symmetric figure? Because midpoint, midpoint, you can cut it into half, especially when it's a square, right? A square. Okay, all right. So when you cut it into half, what happened? Okay, listen carefully. What happened when you cut it and become symmetric? Whatever that you see in this triangle, all the angles inside will be the same as all the angles on the above. Okay, on the above. Okay, and same thing for the rectangle. Okay, can you see the rectangle below? The rectangle below here, whatever numbers, whatever angles inside this rectangle will be reflected in the rectangle above. Why? Because symmetric. Okay, symmetric. Okay, understand? Got it? So which means that this angle, same lah, same. Okay, and this angle, if I want to find this angle, same lah, same, same. They're all the same. So it makes everything very simple. Once it's symmetric, everything become all the same. All right. Okay, so are you clear? So we are done. We are done with this, with the entire paper. So how was the paper? Was it hard, easy, normal? So Caleb, how was the paper? Everybody else? Medium. Okay, good. Okay, so now next week we will do another paper one. So there'll be about 4 more lessons or 3 or 4 more lessons, and then that's the end of our paper one sessions. And then you are on your own already. Okay, you have to revise on your own. Okay, anything you don't know, watch the video to revise. Okay, the videos are all recorded, so you can watch it anytime. Okay, right. If there's no questions, you can go. I will see you the next Monday. Those who want to stay back, you can stay behind. Okay, so bye everybody. See you next Monday. All right. Bye everybody. Okay. Okay. Bye Lee-Wen. Bye Caleb. Okay. Anson. Caleb. Any question, Caleb?
No, I just got 38 out of 45.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. Okay. That's good. Okay. Garrett. Any question, Garrett?
You mark again on Saturday, right?
Yeah. You are. Please bring on Saturday for me to mark it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye, Ashley. Any question, Ashley? No question? Okay, then I'll see you the next lesson. Okay, goodbye. And Celine, any questions, Celine? Okay, no question. Okay, bye. See you next Monday. All right, bye, Ashley. See you next week. All right, so Mr. is going to end the session already. Okay, goodbye. Okay, let's end the lesson. Okay, bye, Garrett.
Bye, teacher.